Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm just going to apologise in advance here because I think this video is going to be a bit of a rant. I just thought to do this last minute, so I don't have any notes, anything in front of me, so it's kind of just off the top of my head. But I was on the internet yesterday, or I've been for the last few weeks been looking stuff up, and I came across this one story which kind of stood out above the rest. It's a story of a guy, and it's a very common thing. It happens a lot, believe it or not. You see it more now than ever before. Story of a guy who was in a normal marriage. 5 years they were together, roughly. And one day, things started going wrong, got progressively worse, and the wife said she wants to open the relationship. And the guy described it, it was like getting hit by a train. It was the worst thing in the world. He couldn't believe it. But he went along with it anyway because he loved her and he felt like he was going to lose her if he didn't go with it. And, I saw a lot of comments. I saw a lot of people replying. You see the people in the comment section saying you should do this, saying you should do that. So many different opinions flying around. I thought I'd do a video just on this because I think it's so interesting. First of all, why an open relationship never works. And second of all, and I say never, meaning I've never seen it work. And second of all, if you are unlucky enough to end up in that guy's situation, I feel sorry for you. If you are unlucky enough to end up in that situation, what are the steps you should take? What should you do? Let's start at the beginning. An open relationship is an interesting one. It's basically where you either let somebody else into your relationship, I've seen that, or you go and see other people, you go and date other people. That's the only two ways it can really take place. And the long story short is it doesn't work. Why? Because the essence of a romantic relationship, the thing that sets a romantic relationship aside from every other relationship that we have, is exclusivity. You're not jealous when your friend hangs out with another friend. In fact, friends hang out as a group together. There's no jealousy involved when it comes to friendship relationships. You're not jealous when your mum talks to your brother. It's a different type of relationship. The only relationship we really get jealous over, properly jealous, is romantic relationships. That's because we have a biological, and everything relates back to our primitive mindset. I've said this a million times. Everything relates back to that. In the wild, if we're having 20 partners, then we're having 20 kids. If we're having 20 kids, we're not going to look after them. They're going to die. We're not going to pass our genes on. It's not biologically advantageous to be in polyamorous relationships. So we were designed to have one woman, one man. That's how it works, and that's how you raise the best kids. So how does that relate to today? Well, the exclusivity again comes into it. If you're having a conversation with your partner and then having that same conversation with another man or another woman, you can see how it's not exclusive now because you've welcomed other people into the mix. It's no longer exclusive. It's no longer a romantic relationship. That's the first thing. The next thing, people feel pressured. Usually, always the person who didn't want it, and somebody does. No, never do they both want it. If they both want it, then they break up. That's the key here. If both parties want to see other people, that's called a breakup or a divorce, and it happens every day. When you have a polyamorous situation, 99.9% of the time, one person wants to stay within the relationship. Come on, stay with me. And the other person doesn't. So the other person feels bad and compromises. Or the other person wants to use this person to their advantage, financially, whatever it might be. So one person isn't okay with it. Therefore, they might feel pressured. So they might think, well, if I don't go along with this, then I'm going to lose this person. I'm going to end up... So in a desperate attempt to keep that person, they go along with it. And they end up getting crushed. You're watching your wife or girlfriend get fucked by other people. What could be possibly worse? I'd rather stick, a toothpick under my toenail and kick a door frame than actually watch that. I'm not kidding you. Right now, I'd rather do that. It's the worst thing in the world. So, again, somebody ends up getting crushed. That's the key here. Someone is not okay with this. Someone feels pressured into doing it. And like I said, kind of another point, but I mentioned it already. It breaks your spirit. It breaks your confidence. Imagine you've loved this person for perhaps years, and you've given them everything. You've given them all your time. You have 10 years or whatever worth of memories, and then like that, they go and see somebody else in front of your very eyes. It's bad enough them going and seeing somebody else, but you have to watch. Come on, mate. What is worse than that? So it never works. Somebody gets hurt, and that's not fair. Relationships shouldn't be like that. Quick message as well for the other person in this situation, the perpetrator here. If you're out of love with the other person, break up with them. There's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with breaking up with somebody. It's natural, it happens. Do it. Don't fuck with their head. Don't say, I want to see other people. Don't force them into this relationship, but then go and stab them in the back. Either break up with them or don't. I talked about this in my very first video. Never half-ass anything in life. If you're going to do it fully, do it properly, do it the right way. If you don't want to do it, or you're not happy, or you don't want to stay in the relationship, then don't be in the relationship. But don't half-ass one person, one-to-one correlation. That's the only way it works. That's the only way it's ever worked. Next thing, what do you do if you actually get caught in this situation? If you're one of the unlucky ones, I feel sorry for you, I really do, if you're in this situation. But there are, believe it or not, it's going to be difficult, but there are a few things you can do to at least help. First thing is don't give up, because people come back from this. People, you know, it's not always the end. It can be resolved. Oftentimes, it's a result of some problem, maybe financial, and they want to get away. But here's the thing. This is where you need to pay close attention. The one thing you must not do in any circumstances, under any circumstances whatsoever, do not go along with it. If they say to you, listen, I've been thinking and I think it's best for both of us, it ain't best for both of you. It's best for them, and that's why they're saying it. I think it's best for both of us if we see other people, if we experiment. Fuck that. Don't do it. Because the very reason she is suggesting this in the first place, I can guarantee you right now, is because you are not doing your job as a man. You're not being a man about it. You're being a wimp. And she wants some other person to come along and be the man and do your job. So by letting her get screwed by 3 other blokes or another bloke, could there be anything less masculine than letting your wife sleep with somebody else? Can somebody please tell me? Because I can't think of a single thing. So why on earth would you do the very thing that's causing the problem to try and solve it? Explain that to me. You can't. So do not agree to whatever it is that she's saying. It's not for your benefit. It's not for the relationship's benefit. It's because she's bored and she wants to get with somebody else. So don't let her. Say, if you want to get with somebody else, love, you got to break up with me. Do that. Be strong, be a man, and watch my other video, because there's no point me saying it twice. I'll link this video down below. Go watch it. It's basically how to keep the relationship strong, and you can apply the same logic to this. Turn towards her and actually confront the problem head on. Don't turn away from her. But at the end of the day, if she really is adamant on seeing somebody else, show yourself some respect. Show yourself some, some respect, and don't go along with it. Be the bigger man, leave the relationship. That's the best thing you can do. You're going to be hurt, but at least you left with dignity, and at least you left with respect. Because letting her sleep with other people while you're still serving her is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It's so terrible, and that's why open relationships, just stuff it. They don't fucking work. Don't do it. Is that my rant over? Is that everything I can say? No. The men involved in these fight, I've seen, if you watch Snapchat stories and stuff, you see these love don't judge type stuff when it's like 5 blokes and 1 woman. Every single bloke in that video and in any video is weak as anything. I've never seen anything like it before. Strong men don't let their woman sleep with other people while they're in a relationship with them. So be strong and get the hell out of there if it ends up like that. That's all for today. Again, sorry about the rant. I hope it was helpful, and not just me shouting at the camera. But yeah, it's just such a strong thing, because I just feel so bad for the people involved. Yeah, so I just know how bad it ends, and I know you want to do it almost to keep her, but please listen to me. It never works. It is never in the history of human race has a polyamorous relationship worked. It doesn't even count as a relationship in my eyes. It's stupid. Don't do it. But yeah, thank you very much for listening if you're still here. I'm going to upload a few more videos in the coming days. But yeah, just a bit of fun as always, and I'll see you in the next video.